Welcome to the channel. This is Oblivion and it was SDS weekend, and that means it's warping time. So grab your cowbells because we're about to rock some SDS. The first thing we have to talk about is the map, and this map is very unusual as it has 2 breakable blocks in the center and then 2 unbreakable, meaning that Ash can be a complete monster in the backbone of this team by allowing some crazy warping shenanigans as you're about to see. Now the great thing about this setup is essentially what I'm going to do is use Duopini's Dance Gentle Dream to allow even more teleportation. That's right, we're going all in on warping with this team, and you are about to see what happens when Ash gets into position. Now that we have Ash in position, we have all kinds of cool ways to attack. As you can see, Byleth can teleport in and snipe somebody, and so can Duoike. And this is where the team gets really scary. Now the cool thing is with this setup we have an extra action so we can pop Duoike's duo skill, and what that does is everyone who's ended their action gets crippled. And what that means is that Ike is completely safe to do this. There he goes, and now no one can kill him anymore. After doing a bit of math I figured that out. Ike is completely safe, the debuffs are removed, and I can even teleport in Byleth if I really want to and start destroying their dancers. So there's lots of different ways to take advantage of this, and it's even quite versatile so I can play a defensive matchup if I need to as well. Okay, let's move on to the next team. This is my raid boss Dimitri team, and it is absolutely scary. What this Dimitri essentially gets is he's going to get double bonuser, gets NFU from Fallen Lilith, which is amazing, and then air is actually there to give him some extra resistance and also heal him at the beginning of each turn. So what this is going to allow me to do is just be completely aggressive against their team. And this is where things get bad for them. The second that they move Atri in with Ash, it means that Dimitri can go in because there's no way for her to get the triangle attack anymore. So here comes Dimitri, he just runs in, destroys Hector, applies the debuffs everywhere, and they cannot do anything, which means that I have free reign because Lilith can just come in and take out Bradocatria. And sniping Bradocatria is very important because she was the only thing that would allow Atri to kill Legendary Dimitri. So now we're going to go ahead. There goes Lilith, not a big deal because he can come in and just completely take out this plus 10 Alm with attack speed unity, which I was a bit afraid of just because he can take advantage of the debuffs that Dimitri is going to spread. But now that is GG. And as you can see, Dimitri can take a hit from Atri, and then next turn Air will heal him up, but that's already GG, so let's move on to the next match. This is my last team that I used. It's a Yuri Congo line with Duo Dagger. I expected it to get banned every single time, but for some reason, a few times it was able to slip through, and when it does, it can just completely demolish teams on turn 1. And you'll see what I mean in just a second. So what essentially this team does is going to set up the Congo line, and then it's going to allow me to just aggress on the enemy team on turn 1, and a lot of times just win right there. But if not, I can always back up and then continue engaging afterwards. And the linchpin to this team is actually Brave Hector with a very unique build. As you can see right here, he has the Miracle build. And this build is very good because it makes it very difficult to KO Hector, and that means I can aggressively position him to break this block and open up this whole map so that Yuri or Brave Alm can come in. And that's exactly what's about to happen. So they go for the dance, Yuri's going to come flying in, destroy Corrin as he does, back up, and that can even go in with Alm and just completely destroy it. He's now protected by Far Save as there's no captain for erosion, and that is GG.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
Okay, let's show off the warping team once again, but in a time where I can't warp as aggressively and have to play more defensively. So what this team's going to allow me to do is essentially just set up like normal. Honestly, I love that Sigurd opening well. That's so cool. They're going to break that block in, we're going to come in, and we're going to have Ash ready to warp in. The thing we have to be careful of course, is erosion, but we do have Miracle on Ash, and that is one of the key components of this, because in this map, with this set of captain skills, erosion can be very scary, and Ash can get killed quite easily. So we are running a Miracle build that makes it much more difficult to do. So what we're going to do is just move Byleth out the way so they can't get there, and then we're going to chill. Now right here you can see that they are threatening my dancer, but what we're going to do is just move in Ike, because Ike is a monster and can completely tank that and Lysithea with no problem. And what they do right here is they do a very aggressive play. They are trying to get it so that they can come in and kill Ash with Winter Lysithea because she has erosion most likely. The thing is I have cancer control on Ike, so if they decide to come in, that's going to be a trade I am willing to take. Now it's my turn to position aggressively as I'm going to move Ike up to threaten this Odor. He does get debuffs, but it's not that big of a deal because his resistance is still intact. They're going to move out the way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start setting up for a play where I can pretty much checkmate them if they don't notice. Now, it's going to take a second, so I'm going to have to play a bit safer right now, but you'll see it in 1 second. The key right there is that I end to turn immediately, and that's because I needed to go first to set this checkmate. I move Ashe into position. And the reason why this is checkmate is because this is what this is going to allow is going to allow Byleth to teleport in and snipe their captain, which will give me 4 points. And even if Byleth dies, I no longer need him at that point. And if they don't do that, then I can teleport in with Ike and get a kill as well. So it's a very, very nice setup. Kind of puts them in a position where it's a lose-lose situation. And really the only thing they could have done is really run away with Lysithea. But they don't do that. So what I'm going to do is checkmate there. They're going to come in, get the revenge kill. And then Ike is going to come in and just completely demolish Regan. And that is GG. Now let's show off one of my 2 losses. And this is where I make a big misplay and I actually get done in by near save, which is quite unusual in the SDS meta right now. So essentially right here, I'm just going to set up my usual thing. I have Ashe to teleport. The problem is that I made one mistake right here. Bridal Catcher is here, and that means that Adri is going to get a double hit. The thing I am not considering is that if Adri does that, all I have to do is move Ike here, and then Canto Control happens, and then I get a free trade back, and it's actually a good trade for me. I forgot I had Canto Control, so I completely did not move Ike into position. And so when I see this, I'm like, okay, Ashe is probably dead, so I need to take this trade immediately. And so I do, and that just completely cemented my loss right here. So I'm going to move back into position. They are going to get the free kill onto Byleth. And because this team does not have any ranged threats, there's not much I can really do to punish this play. And so now what they can do is pretty much just run down my team. The thing is, I know that they can't kill me by normal means. What they need is a triangle attack, and that's what they're trying to set up. So I am just trying to back up the point so they can never get their triangle attack in position. The problem is that they just have a bit of a more aggressive team. They have the power to really knock me through, but because of their near save on a Dune, I can't do the same. This near save just keeps me from killing anything on their team, which is, pretty problematic. And at this point, they just have Bridal Catcher come in and just dent a Dune. Even though without a triangle attack, she wasn't able to kill, it was enough to cripple a Dune, which was a problem. As right here, now I can take the revenge kill. I take away their Dancer. The problem is that Sigurd has 4 movement. So he's going to be able to run around and punish me on the following turn. And I really don't have the best way to do anything about it. Now I'm down and I'm in a position where I have to save Peony. But if I do that, Ike loses his allies, which means that he's going to get blown up. And that is going to be GG for them. Very well played. Very interesting way to use near save. Something I definitely did not expect. Okay, let's show off why Dimitri is the Boar Prince and he can just destroy anything. So we do our normal setup. They're going to dance. Odor is threatening here. The thing is, I did the math. He can't kill Dimitri. And what that means is that Dimitri is going to go in and completely obliterate him if they don't get out. So I just run in here, and the reason why I'm able to do this is because of the panic support. The panic support is keeping them all weak. Right now, they just ended the turn, so they have their buffs back, but before they didn't have it. So that meant I can go in pretty aggressively here, and even though they are threatening Azura, I am now threatening Idun and Peony. So they're going to go in, and what I'm going to do here is just protect Azura, and once again, because they are running so many buffs, look at these panics. These panics are just completely demolishing their team, and they cannot really do anything to Dimitri, who is fully buffed. And that is the real power of this team. Eliwood offers the double bonuser. We have buffs everywhere else. We have healing on air, and it just makes Dimitri really hard to take down. So I'm going to take away their Dancer. I'm going to apply all those debuffs again. And right here, they still can't do anything to Dimitri. So they're just going to back up. I'm just going to chill with Dimitri here. Then I just pull back with Dimitri. Gonna dance him up again. And I see that they're trying to pivot to the bottom part of my map. They're just trying to avoid my raid boss, which is the correct move to do. The thing is, I can just kind of move away. So if they decide to come in, I can kill them. So what I'm going to do is just put Dimitri there, position Lilith out the way so he still has his solos up. And I know they can't kill. They position very intelligently this time to avoid the panics. And I didn't completely consider that, as you'll see in a second. So I'm going to smite down with Dimitri, threatening their odor, so they have to back up. They still can't get the kill. So I'm going to just position Dimitri back. They popped a bonus doubler, and I didn't consider how strong this was going to be. She had been debuffed this entire time, and that's why she wasn't able to kill. But with that +6 attack buff, and it's going to get doubled, she actually has enough damage now to just smash right through Dimitri. The advantage I have is I can end turn here, and Eliwood does enough damage to get the revenge kill. They're going to get the kill there, but I've already won pretty much. I have the position where I'm just going to back up. It's turn 5. I have enough points. Just going to do the runaway game, and there's nothing they can really do about it. And that's GG.
We should probably give him more cowbell.
Okay, here we go. The final match of the video, and this one is a Heartstopper. Oh my gosh. Let's look at the enemy team really quick. So we have +10s pretty much everywhere. Like, it is, it's pretty scary. And this is the third Winter Lysithea captain I've seen in a row. So I'm kind of like, what the heck's going on here? So what I'm going to do is do my normal setup. And I know that this team can be quite scary, as I literally fought the same team just a second ago. I'm not sure if like some Discord or like somebody like was showing off this team and then everyone decided to make it, but I saw it a lot. So what I'm going to do here is just set up like normal, and they are now threatening. So what I'm going to do is move Ash into position, and then I have to go in here. And the reason for that is I think that Adun just dies to Odor. And so I have to make the trade, even though it is going to be pretty bad for me because Byleth can get killed by their captain and they'll get more points. I remove Odor off the map and give up Byleth. Here comes the revenge kill. Safely pulling back Winter Lysithea, so I can't really get to her. So I'm going to pop the duo Ike skill here just to debuff them and remove that special off Winter Lysithea, which is quite scary. They're going to go for the dance. I know they have erosion, so I have to back Ash out. They're going to use drawback, which is once again scary because now Winter Lysithea can come back in. The thing that is stopping her is if she does go in, I can trade. So she has to be careful of that. So she's going to break the block. So what I do here is I just bring Ash up, and I know that if they try to do anything fishy, I can just pull her back out, so it's not a big deal. And what that does is kind of baits the duo skill here, so they can have the attack with Winter Lysithea, which is nice. And then I'm just going to back out, like, okay, come back at me again. And then what they're doing here is now they are threatening, right? She has erosion, so she can just kill right here, so I have to be pretty careful. I'm going to pull back the drawback with Ash. And what this does is if they try to come in and attack and kill my duo Peony, I can teleport with Ike and kill. So it's really dangerous for them to do that. But I think the reason why they do that is because they can get back on the map. Right now I'm ahead, and by doing this, they're going to get 3 points because they're getting a captain kill. So I'm going to go in, we're going to trade, and now we are in a very precarious situation because they have lots of +10s and they have a dancer, so they have more actions than I do. And so what they can do here is they have a very, very scary they have a very scary Adun and then a dancer position so that she can aerobatics over the wall. So they can move in, and the thing is I know that Ike can take on Knot, so I move Ike into position just to block. And luckily this Knot is a defensive one or it would probably not went so well. What I do is just chill here. They're going to move around again. They're going to attack into Ash, try to get that damage off, but Miracle saves her. So clutch, super clutch. So now it is turn 5. I am up by 1 point. And I know I can't kill anything. Like, there's just no way for me to kill. I'm trying everything. It's not working. And they have a dancer, so they can just kind of peck me down if I stay in position. So I have to get out of here. So I'm backing out. And then I do the math here. So I just do the reposition, and I see that they can't kill here as long as I back up. So I back up. I do the math. I am praying I did the math right, because Adun can't attack here unless if Not moves over to give her the range. If Not does that, then she's not attacking. So this means all that Adun has to do is survive 1 hit, and she does it, and we win. So this was, oh my gosh, I was freaking out so hard. It was so close. It all came down to my math, and luckily I did the math correctly, and we were able to pull it out. Overall, we were able to hit rank 1, tier 14, platinum C, which is very nice. Our win and loss record was 10-2. The Ash and I team went 5-2, Dimitri went 3-0, and Yuri went 2-0 as well. So overall, it was a very nice showing. But that's enough about me. I want to hear about you. How did your SDS go? What teams did you use? What captains led them? And what do you think about the new erosion skill? Do you like it? Do you hate it? I'd love to know, so make sure to drop a comment down below. If you enjoyed watching, please drop a like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and keeps the content coming out. This is Oblivion, and I'll catch you all later with more Fire Emblem Heroes.